Hello and welcome to another Scrap Mechanic video. In this one, I'm going to show my new, more compact suspension design. So if you've seen my other videos where I've done suspension, you'll notice that I've always had the spring vertical. And one downside to this is it takes up more height, which in a vehicle isn't good because you usually have more room lengthwise than you do with height. Plus, the way I do it, I always have an arm that pushes it down for better articulation and travel and stuff. So if I go like this, you can notice that it's in line. Excuse me. You can notice it's in line, and it's still not completely compressed. So you'd have to use a longer arm, which pushes out to the side more, which uses up more room. So I figured out a way to put the springs horizontal. It saves room, and it completely compresses. The only issue I've noticed is it tends to not be as stable. Well, I'll get back to that in a second. So here's what I usually do, is the bar that goes down to the lower control arm to the axle, and I'll show that once I actually hook it up. That goes to the middle. I was not prepared for this video, sorry. Okay. Oh, wow. That one? Yes. 5, that should be the back. Yeah, okay. So, this is how I usually do it. So there is how it starts out. And then doing it like this gives it one block up and one block down from the normal ride height, or something like that. But you can see how much room it takes. This is about a 3x3x2 area that you can't use for anything else. And if you think about it, that's a pretty big area. There's a lot of space here. But if you use the other design, it is way smaller. And it hooks up in the same spot, and then lower here, and much less space in the bed is taken up. So I'll just show the difference here. That's right, there we go. So as you can see, instead of pushing it down, it pushes it up and back. Which seems to work. But as I was saying, I had a truck with straight axles front and back, and the suspension like this, and it wasn't very stable to the side. So as long as it wasn't moving, it was fine. It would stay nice and level. But then if you turned hard and then just stopped and left it turned and got out, it would stay on the side. Well, that's a little short, but it would stay on an angle, and then you'd have to like push it or something to make it level again. But that's the only downside. Well, and it takes a lot more force. Like, this is at 5, whereas this one should only be like 3 or 4. So yeah. And then, so I guess I'll really quick show how to actually make it. Wasn't this facing the other way? Whatever. So yeah, I'll show how to make it really quick. Just delete these chucks. There's my new buggy. I might do a video on it, I'm not sure. But so I will just start with like the rear part of the chassis. So I use the ducts. That's a weird word to say, whatever. I use these to make my chassis now. Unless it's a tube chassis vehicle, and I use tubing. But here we go. And then I'll use this to show that this is the back. Just with a kind of like little arrow. So, what I'm going to do is make a 3-link setup like that one truck. So for the axle, this is what you'll need just to attach it, and then however you want to attach it to the chassis. I usually use these corners. So I am going to start with the middle link, just for something different. And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the back of the truck. Your cab would be like here or something. If you watch my other tutorials, you'll understand. Hopefully. But anyways, I'll go over. That is the upper link. And I actually can't remember how wide it usually is. So I'm going to look, that's not right. Where is it? 2T and then 1. 1, 2. T. And then 1. And your wheels attach here. And the lower links, I usually do like this. On the rear, I go to the outside. And then we will put another T here. And then bearing, and then 3 straight. 1, 2, 3. And then over. And just to keep it simple. Crap. Lift it. Damn it. There we go. So this is the rear axle completely mounted. This is all you need other than the springs. So now, whereas before you would put a bearing here, and then your spring, and then you have your arm, what you are going to do for this setup, or what I do, whatever, I did this side wrong. So let me fix that real quick. Okay, so instead of putting the bearing, you're just going to put 2 elbows. And then you're going to put a bearing there, your spring, and then if that's the front of your spring, you want to put your bearing back 1. So front of the spring, bearing. Then use an elbow and an elbow. And connect it like that. I'll just sit here for a second so you can see that. And then that part. And then just like kind of cross-reference it with my other videos and whatnot. So I'll do that with this side really quick. And there we go. So now we need our controller and button. So as I said, here would be your cab. And then this would be the bed. So now what you want to do, I'm going to need a button with a switch, is you connect the controller to the bearings that are on the chassis, not the spring. So like that. And then go to 15 and turn them on. And this is to make sure they are going the right way. You want them to go up, not down. So this, you don't want. This, you do want. So now, I'm just going to kind of set this up so it has a ride height or whatever. Like if it had wheels on it. So this will be where it sits, and then you go up. So now that they are in the right direction, you'll want to set it up for the ride height you want. And just like before, you just add more and more until it's at the spot you want. And then if it's not enough, you can adjust the strength and whatnot. But right now this is fine. And then you notice that it's only one above the chassis. So the only part of your bed that you can't use is right there. No. Right there. No, the 3. Sorry, kinda whatever. So it's the 3, and then if you put it under the cab a little bit, it gives you even more room. And then depending on how you do your wheel wells, it might take up no room at all. So yeah, that is my more compact straight axle design. And then I'll show you really quick with this. It also works with independent. Then we go this, and you can see it. So yeah, much more compact. And that thing looks like it's still spinning. Whatever. Anyways, I hope that's helpful, and you can use it somehow.